Bay Area mom, a social justice entrepreneur, and the niece of Senator Kamala Harris.
Mina Harris is hoping her new book teaches important lessons of unity and resilience and the power of strong black girls and women. KPIX 5 reporter Betty Yu is here with her story. Hey, Betty.
Hi, Brian. That's right. Mina Harris never thought she'd release her first book in the middle of a pandemic and social unrest, but its message has proven to be very timely and universal. She hopes that it empowers people to bring about positive change in their community. Mina Harris did not grow up reading stories about girls of color.
The big idea.
And as a mom of two, she struggled to find such books to read to her daughters. Kamala and Maya's big idea changes that.
The central message of it is that no one can do everything, but everyone can do something. And it's a really, I think, important lesson around community organizing, the power of community, importantly, the power of two little black girls who are the central characters and who we know are still underrepresented on bookshelves.
The children's book is based on the real-life tale of how two sisters, her Aunt Kamala, seen here on the right, and her mom Maya, persevere in the face of disappointment.
A lot of parents are looking for, tools and building blocks to think about how to talk to their children about doing something, about caring, about giving a damn.
Her advice to parents who are struggling to explain racial injustice to their children in this moment is to be honest, using age-appropriate language. Harris says she grew up surrounded by strong, intelligent women.
I also grew up in a household where I was sort of talked to like an adult. I was an only child and kind of a super only child growing up. And I think that was also really important, right? Knowing what was going on in the world, talking about, what happened in the news that day at the dinner table.
The Oakland native, lawyer, and CEO of the Phenomenal Woman Action Campaign recently produced a Black Lives Matter sweatshirt. More than 1,000 sold in the first 24 hours. All proceeds benefit the nonprofit organization Black Futures Lab. The popular Phenomenally Black t-shirts, as seen on multiple celebrities, also share similar messages of support. And as the country looks to who Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden will choose as his running mate by early August, Senator Kamala Harris is under serious consideration.
I think she's absolutely, someone that we need right now, that our country needs right now. I believe that when she ran for president as well.
Kamala and Maya's big idea is hitting the market at a time when fewer than a third of all children's books in the U.S. feature a person of color. Juliet?
All right, Betty.